So I knew that there had to be some radiation hitting, and it's probably hard for you to see this, but if you can see it, you will see that, I'll zoom in. Do you see these rings right here? This is evidence of the EMF radiation that they shoot down into areas onto the clouds. And this is why you see those weird patterns in the clouds or the crisscross lines. And you can't make this stuff up. I can't even make this up. And you don't even have to believe me. You can look on it on your own. But you have to understand how to look for it. So when you get onto these maps, the only way you can see it is to go frame by frame. So you'll notice if I go back one frame, you're not going to see it. And it's amazing. I don't know how it just shoots down one frame or 1 second at a time, but when you're lucky enough, you can catch the evidence. And this one's hard to see because it's very faint, but it's obviously showing here when I zoom in, and that's a good catch. And it's, you really have to be committed to look at this, but look at this pattern. When this hits the clouds make that funny waffly shape, and it's pretty evident why. And then sometimes, I know you've seen those pictures that I have posted where the clouds have those weird lines. Well, look at that. If there happened to be a cloud formation right underneath here, the radiation and the way it moves through, like sound waves, but radioactive waves, you're going to end up with those funny shapes in the clouds. So I can't even make this stuff up, and I just think because I'm an artist and I'm very aware and observant, and I love this planet and I think it's beautiful here, that I like to pay attention to things. So I'm going to slowly just run through so you can see how I have to go just step by step, frame by frame, to catch the evidence. I was pretty impressed that I even caught this, because where I usually look is on the low clouds, but right now I was on the visible clouds, and most of the time you can't catch the electromagnetic radiation. You only usually can catch it here. And so, but when I ran this one, I'll show you, it was really hard to see it. And you'll see how fast it runs when you don't slow it down. And this is why I have to slow it down, and I kind of come frame by frame. Oh, I did catch it. Okay, so it's showing on this one too. So this is the low clouds, and it shows up here too. And there it is again. So there's a couple of different choices. You can see the evidence of the radiation. And again, I need to remind you, I mean, if you're living near a 5G tower, absolutely it's going to affect you. I mean, it's not even just affecting you, it's affecting a huge portion of the earth, as you can see it right here. I don't know what their true agenda is behind this. I don't know if the people who do this just, are they lonely, sociopathic? Do they feel so disconnected from God that they have to control the weather and play God themselves? I don't understand it. I really don't. But what I can tell you that I've done for my health is I'm aware of it. I recognize that the fatigue that I've had is not chronic fatigue in the sense that it's caused by some virus or some kind of bacteria. It's because when you get zapped with this much radiation out of the blue, randomly throughout the day, you're going to get tired. It's like microwaving your body. And so when that happens, you see right there what it does to the clouds the first time, and then it continues to give it these bumps in it. When you continue to have this microwave feeling on your physical body, you can really feel tired and exhausted. Here's the other evidence here. When you get into the right here, you can still see where, even though we saw the circles more off the Pacific coast, and I'm sure that was partly because of the hurricane that they've been manipulating. I like to say man, quote, manipulating, because they're manipulating it. Man is manipulating the weather. I don't know. I mean, I used to get really sad and upset about it, but now I just accept it because you can't mess around with the balance of life in such a way and not expect um, repercussions. You can't expect some kind of, I don't know what they call it. They call it not a fallout, but some kind of counter effect. You know, you think you can control. I guess the idea is these people who do this, let me just run this for you right now. The people who do this have some idea that what they're affecting, for whatever reason they're affecting it, is only going to affect a small portion of the earth and the population. However, what they don't realize is it's all connected. They really seem to forget about the fact that it's a whole globe and it's all together, unified. And so when they're affecting things because they want to manipulate something in South Africa, well, it's going to ultimately affect China, and vice versa. And I'm just pulling these locations out of the top of my mind, but watch, so you'll see that they're playing, I wouldn't say they're playing with fire, but they're definitely messing with Mother Nature in a way that I feel that, like what happened out here in Hawaii and the Big Island, the repercussions of the cause and effect are going to be severe enough to where, who knows, more volcanoes may come up, more hurricanes naturally formed, earthquakes, and they're not really going to be able to figure out what to do when nature really kicks them in the ass. So I just say, live your life every day like it's the last day of your life, and just be happy and enjoy your life and ignore the haters, and just keep smiling. If people are being crazy, rude, just smile and move on, because who knows? Who knows what's going to happen to this earth? What I do know is, let me go back here. All I know is that with things like this evident on the radar, I'm at a loss for words. It'll be interesting to see what happens in a decade from now with such a weather manipulation going on. Okay, I've talked enough. I'm kind of tired, and I am going to post this video and go to bed. So aloha.